Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back. Maia's gotten some huge upgrades in Studio Pro 11.12, so today I'm seeing how far I can get it to go. Let's see how it does. My goal is to see how much Maia can build without my intervention. A contact us page where a customer picks an inquiry type, writes a message, and hitting send fires off an actual email to the bakery using the email connector. Along the way, we'll touch domain modeling, Enums marketplace modules, page generation, microflows, and styling. Quick reminder, everything you're about to see is running on Studio Pro 11.12. So if something looks different on your end, make sure to check your version of Studio Pro. Before we ask Maia to build anything, let's give it some standing context so it doesn't need reminding every single prompt. I'll right-click the Maia node in the App Explorer and add a new agent instructions file. This creates an agents.md file where I can just write out our conventions directly. This app follows the Atlas naming conventions. Entity names are Pascal case, microflow names are prefixed with ACT for actions, and sub for sub-microflows. Keep all customer-facing copy warm and friendly, never overly formal. That's it. This file gets pulled into every conversation Maia and I have in this project from here on out. So I don't have to repeat myself every time I ask it to build something. The first thing we need is the email connector from the marketplace, since Maia now handles module discovery and setup directly. I need to send emails from a form submission. Can you check the marketplace for an email connector module and add it to my app? Maia then searches the marketplace, identifies the email connector, and drops it straight into the project. This used to mean leaving Studio Pro, downloading, importing, and configuring the module. Now it's just one sentence. I'll just confirm the import when it asks, and we're done. Next, we need somewhere to actually store these contact requests. Because we don't just want to fire an email into the void, we want a record of it too. Create a domain model entity called contact request with attributes for customer name, email address, phone number, message, and the submission date. Also, add a boolean for whether the email was sent successfully. Watch the domain model view as Maia builds the entity live, sets sensible data types automatically, and it even suggests validations like requiring the email field. That's the kind of judgment call that's used to take a few minutes of manual attribute setup. A bakery gets more than one kind of inquiry: orders, catering questions, general feedback. Let's get Maia to build this as an enum rather than a free text field. Add an enumeration called inquiry type, with values for custom cake order, catering request, general feedback, and other. Then add it to the contact request form. And there it is. Maia generates the enum with clean caption names and links it to our entity as a new attribute automatically. No manually writing the attribute type afterward. Now the fun part. Let's get an actual page on screen. Generate a contact us page for a bakery. It should have fields for name, email, phone number, inquiry type, and message. It should use the contact request entity and add a prominent send button at the bottom of the screen. This is where you can really see the jump from earlier versions. Maia doesn't just drop a generic form, it reads the entity, picks appropriate widgets for each attribute, and lays it out with a data view and proper structure, not just a flat list of inputs. We've got our send button, but right now it doesn't do anything. Let's get that wired up. Attach a new microflow to the send button called ACT submit contact request. It should validate the data and save the contact request. Maia creates the microflow, attaches it to the button's on-click event, and adds the commit action for us, all without leaving the page editor. Let's jump into that microflow and get Maia to fill in the actual email sending logic using the connector we installed earlier. In ACT submit contact request, after the commit action, use the email connector to send an email to the bakery's contact address with the customer's message, name, and inquiry type. Then set the email send boolean to true if it succeeds and show a success message to the user. Maia then understands the email connector's activities, builds out the send action with the right parameters mapped from our entity, adds the boolean update, and wires in an end event with a confirmation message. Maia can now also generate unit test and validation microflows in the same conversation. So you could ask it to test and validate this logic right here before committing it to the module. We won't build that out today to keep things moving, but it's a genuinely useful quality check step if you're following along at home. The logic's done, the page works, but right now it looks like every other default Mendix app. Let's fix that. Style this Contact Us page to feel warm and inviting, like a small bakery. Think cream and terracotta tones, rounded corners and a bit of white space. Then update the app theme so the rest of the app matches this style. Maia doesn't just slap classes onto this one page, it proposes a small palette, adjusts the spacing and corner radius on our form elements, and then pushes matching changes into the app's theme settings. So your navigation bar and other pages start picking up the same look. You're not stuck restyling every page one at a time anymore. So let's take a step back and look at what just happened here. In one continuous conversation, Maia loaded our project conventions from the Maia instructions. It pulled in a marketplace module, built out a domain model with sensible attributes, generated an enumeration and linked it in, created a full page from that data model. It then attached and built a microflow, including third-party connector logic, used WebFetch to pull real-world design inspiration, and then restyled the page and the app theme to match. All from just a natural conversation. The real story of 11.12 is that Maia isn't just a simple generator anymore. It's touching pretty much every layer of the app: data, logic, integrations, and design. If you've been holding off on trying Maia for anything beyond a quick page, this is the moment to go back in and push it further. Try building something end-to-end like this for yourself, and let me know in the comments what you got Maia to build. That's all for this time. I'm Ryan Mocke, and I'll see you in the next one.